On July 16th, The Hawk lands on Netflix. From the mind of Will Ferrell.
Oh, mama, I'm back.
Comes a new original series.
Get ready. That's it. Did I stutter?
When an iconic pro golfer
Lonnie,
Podcast!
takes one last swing at greatness,
you were a big shot golfer.
I still am a big shot golfer.
no one
Dad, I'm the Hawk now.
will stand in his way.
That's how it's done.
The Hawk, only on Netflix, July 16th.
This is going to be an extremely busy month. I have to watch 104 soccer games, follow the pregame, the postgame, yell useless opinions at the TV. It's a lot. So I knew that when it comes to screening for colon cancer, the choice was clear. The Cologuard Plus test. It can be used at home and can only take 15 minutes, so I can do it during halftime and not miss any action. If you are 45 or older and at average risk, ask your healthcare provider about screening for colon cancer with the Cologuard test. You can also request a prescription at Cologuard.com.
Esta noche, la espera termina. Operación Triunfo llega a Telemundo. Miles respondieron al llamado.
Este es mi destino.
Pero solo unos pocos llegarán a la Gala Cero.
Aquí todo el mundo está ready. Aquí hay nivel.
¿Quiénes serán los elegidos?
Me voy a ganar mi lugar en la Gala Cero.
Descúbrelo en el gran estreno de Operación Triunfo Estados Unidos. Esta noche a las 7:06 Centro por Telemundo y Peacock.
Okay.
Did you
That
like
was
that?
a choice. It was a choice.
Cute. That's why I didn't book Supergirl, the TV show.
Mm.
That's what I did.
You
I
auditioned for it?
I did. It's the first audition
Okay.
I ever had in LA. It went so bad that he didn't see me again for no less than like 7 years. And I had like, everyone kept trying to get me back in. And I was like, guys, he doesn't want to see me. He doesn't like me. Like, he's not.
What did you do in this audition?
It was, I think I had moved to LA 2 days before. Like,
Okay.
it was like and it was way too big of an audition to send me on for my first audition. Like,
Mhm.
that's too, I had done like I had done like digital stuff, but like, I had not done that. Like,
Mhm.
and so I was also way too young. And that was like, I was too young. I was too green. I was like so not prepared.
Yeah,
And-
because she's been working as a journalist for a little bit when
And
she
I
enters
was
this.
like 19 or 20.
Okay, yeah.
And like, it was not good.
Okay.
And he didn't see me again for like years. And then he brought me back in for something after, I'm sure somebody else was like, we would like to see her for this. And he was like, ugh, okay. And then I went in, and then he was like, you're pretty good. And I was like, oh my God, we've broken the curse. And then I was there every week for like every different audition and project and stuff. And then he like liked me again, and I was told that was impressive because that was not typical. Like,
Okay.
once you've kind of, once you've done it once and they're like, not so much. Yeah. So, but that is why I didn't book Supergirl. Besides
The
that,
TV show. But now we are talking about the
the
film
movie. Mm-hmm.
that is part of the DCU. So we were introduced to her in Superman that came out. Has it been 2 years now?
No way.
Maybe last year. I don't know. But there will be, I'll say, this is its own thing, but Superman is very much a part of this story,
Mhm.
and I will be making comparisons.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Because how can you not?
No, I mean, they were also, I think, filmed pretty much in sequence.
Yeah. And they're already like,
It came out almost a year ago.
yeah. And they're already done with the next one too, or in production for the next one too.
Mm-hmm.
So my thoughts as we go into this is I liked it, but I had notes.
I feel the same way. I also just have to note that we were talking about this when Mott's and I left, that I was like, can you believe she's British? And he was like, no, I know. And then I was like, I actually, and as I said it out loud, I was like, you know what? Her American accent's so good. I actually think she's got to be Australian. And
She
I just looked it
so
up.
Australian.
And she's Australian.
She looks so Australian.
Well, she's only exclusively done, as far as I've, like, my introduction of her has all been her being British. But then when I heard her do this American accent, I was like, there's no way you're British, because British people can't do an American accent that good. Like, fundamentally, even if anyone wants to, you can name a British actor, I will tell you, it is not that good. an Australian can do an American accent to the point where, like, I fully believe them. But I was so impressed with her American accent just from the start.
Yeah, she does look. To me, she looks
She
like,
looks
as
very
I was
Australian.
watching this movie, she looks very Australian, but she also looks like a British actor.
That's why I thought she was British.
Do you know what specific British actor I'm speaking of? I think they should play siblings in a film.
Not Jamie King.
No,
Not Renee Zellweger.
a man. No, she would play her daughter, and Renee Zellweger is American.
Well, but British people don't know that. They think she's British. A man that she looks like who's British. Do I know this man?
Yes. He was in a movie we saw like a month ago. I'll just say it.
Who?
Will Poulter. They look exactly the same.
Wow. I forget he's British all the time. Wow. Yeah, I could see that. I could without a doubt see that. You know what? He looks a little Australian.
Yeah.
I think he looks more Australian than British.
All right. And what were your first thoughts?
So unfortunately, my first real thought when it came on screen, I was like, she's really just going to wear an outfit from The Big Lebowski. Like, she's the dude. Like, that was the outfit that I was like, oh, that's the hero. It felt like very much like I know what her vibe is supposed to be from that. But I will say, unfortunately, I went to a 9:30 showing last night, and I have a birth control alarm that goes off my phone at 10:30, and I wanted to make sure it was turned off. And I saw that it was 11 p.m. And prior to that moment, I was thinking to myself, I wonder when, like, we're really going to get into the plot of this movie. And then I realized I had been there for an hour and a half. And I was like, oh, because I was enjoying myself.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing. It's like I'm enjoying myself, but I have notes.
Yeah. So Mats, when we walked out of the movie, he was like, so he'll always ask me, he goes, what was that? Like, and he'll have the look on his face where he wants me to be like, can you explain to me what it is why I'm walking away with the way that I'm feeling? And I was like, oh, it's the pacing. The pacing was a little bit weird because it was exciting. I was having fun the whole time, but like, I felt like we were waiting to get into the story. And then I was like, oh shit, we're actually here. And like, it did wrap up nicely. Like, I didn't feel like there was like any loose ends to it. But Mats was like, it was a movie that he's like, I surprisingly could have gone for a half hour more of it if it would have fixed that. Like, I would have been fine. He's like, I was there for a really long time. Didn't feel like it was the longest movie ever. It could have been longer or it could have been shorter. It was a little bit of an in-between, but I still fundamentally enjoyed it.
Yes, I enjoyed it. The story itself is Supergirl trying to find herself. That's what it is. That's what it is at the end of the day, is her trying to figure out what her purpose is and trying to find herself. And also, as it was later in the film when I realized that we're not going with the modern day storytelling of Supergirl, we're going back to the original OG.
What's that
story
difference?
So the difference is when she actually comes to Earth and when she's born. And so all this time I'm thinking, because this is what in modern day we've been doing, is that Kara is actually older than Clark. Her ship got stuck in space. And then because of that, she didn't age at the same time. So like modern day, she's like 10 years older than him. Okay. But in this telling, which is the original story, but it's just been changed, is that she actually was born later. And I think that they did that so then she doesn't know his parents for this universe, which would have changed his story a lot from what we saw in the first movie. So that does make sense, because then she could have just told him what was going on.
Yeah. Been like, hey, heads up. Let's save you all this turmoil. We could save you all of this internal struggle of your whole movie. Right. I could just tell you right off the bat.
Right.
But that makes sense.
I think that should have been told sooner. That was it, because I was confused with the timeline.
So from the start, and this will obviously contain spoilers. So from the start, how we are we're introduced from her, which is pretty much an extension from how she was when she was introduced in Superman, which is like she's on a bender.
We pick up because
it's
at
the same
end,
time.
I think at the end of Superman, I haven't seen it since when I saw it, but I think he says something about her birthday.
But also when the movie ends, what he's referencing that like, oh yeah, stuff's been kind of crazy, could have used you. That was what happened in his movie. So like it's existing in like a parallel time. It's like the same timeline.
Well, it's not the exact same because Crypto is with him in the movie. So it can't be, it's not at the exact same time. I think it picks up right at the end. Whatever happened, we don't know. We're not going to know to the next film.
Oh, okay. Okay. Because I was like, he delivered the line in a way that like, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I just did this. But you're right. That's probably for the next movie.
Yeah.
That makes more sense. But so we see her. She's on a bender. I got to give my props to the fact that there's so much motherfucking practical effects in this movie.
Yes.
Which is unfortunately, it never happened. It so seldom happens anymore. Especially when you have an entire like bar full of people with prosthetics. Like that's so much work. That's so cool. It's so impressive. It's cheaper than doing all the fucking CGI, and it looks so much better.
Looks better.
And like her interacting with all of them, like it is a little jarring at first because I think we've gotten so used to. Because like I'm sure they tuned certain stuff up with CGI or whatever, but like we're so used to tennis ball like superhero movies. And so to see her like standing next to something that you can fucking tell is like a real thing.
She's in the room with them that she could touch.
It's really cool. And it made the action sequences a lot cooler. And it also like made the concept of like, not to say that like it humanized everyone because like they're not humans, but like it did in a sense make it more, I don't know, it immerses you into the world a little bit more because you are seeing her physically touch these things as opposed to like her looking like a human out in this world. But it's quite montagey, and then we get to what I would say really like the start of the story, which is this girl Ruthie on her planet and these guys, the brigands.
Yeah, the guy's name is Krim.
Yes.
But yes.
I give it Cream. His name's Cream. So her dad, from what we know, which I wish we got a little more of backstory of this.
Me too. I was like, why?
Yeah,
why are we here?
Her dad makes swords, and like I wondered if it was something with like vibranium in like the Marvel universe. Like, does he have access to like a rare material? Because later on, when she mentions who her dad is, like everyone turns and like they know who he is, but like we as an audience, I'm like,
we don't know. I
don't know who he is.
Also, and this is skipping ahead, but I would have liked, because he did take other weapons that he had, and I was like, should we not be working to get these other weapons too? That felt like that should have been part of the story.
Well, and also like, is it like a vibranium that makes these weapons like so different that they're so coveted for? Are they more dangerous? Are they more valuable? Like, they're just something to the weight of that, because obviously she cares about it because like it's her family, but like why does everybody else care about it? Like, is it the craftsmanship? Is it the quality? Like, what is that? Because you're right, because I thought the same thing. I'm like, shouldn't we get these off the streets, or is it they're not more like they're just weapons? They just are very nicely made. Like, okay, but the brigands break into this young girl's house, and her parents are there, and they're like expecting, they know what he's coming for, they want the weapons, they're in the shed, we'll do that. He comes in and there's a pie on the oven. He's like, can I have the pie? And the mom's like, okay, sure. And they're really like staying their ground. It's like, okay, you have everything, like now, like leave. And then shout out to this actor who I'm sure went through so many auditions, her brother, who his job in this movie is to watch TV. Then the only line he says is boo to surprise his sister. He's killed. Yes,
because Krim thinks he's like, boo, I'm coming to kill you.
I just thought he was like too loud.
I just felt like it was because he thought it was going to be an attack. That's why
like a reflex.
Like he turns around, and then we see that I felt like it was intentional that he got killed in the back, because then that showed that he wasn't actually trying to scare Krim. And then it's a bigger hit for the parents for why, like, not only did he just kill their son, but they killed his son for no reason.
Yeah, absolutely no reason. And all of this is happening because like the daughter is suspicious. She's looking. So she's the one who sees all of this, everything go down. And then it's a bloodbath, and Krim after he kills her brother, he kills both of her parents. And then I thought didn't see her, but then he talk 100%
about 100% saw her.
And then they talk about her later. And so it's like, okay, well, we find out later why he didn't necessarily kill her specifically. And then that's kind of what takes us onto the journey that we're going on. But my what I think could have been, I would have really loved to see without changing anything of the plot, because I think the plot was great. I think the messaging was great. I think the script was really good. I think the dialogue was good. The acting was good. It was like quite literally just like the pacing of it. But I would have changed it from, I like the setting of how we eventually get the full Kara, her backstory as Supergirl. But I think it would have been cool if like we'd focus a little heavier on the birthday. I know that this is a girl who doesn't like her birthday, but you then in fact can't make a movie about her birthday if she doesn't like her birthday. We have to focus on her birthday. We can't like be 1 foot in, 1 foot out. So I wanted it to be a bit more about her birthday. Like it could have even been that it was also Ruthie's birthday. That was the pie for Ruthie's birthday. And this is like, this ruins her birthday. We have Kara talk about her birthday. You have more things that are very birthday centric and related. And we have some initial flashback of happy memories of Kara's birthdays.
And I also feel like the way that they spliced in the flashbacks, I didn't need that. I don't think it lent anything to the story. I think we could have just started at the beginning with the whole backstory and then got us to where we were in present time. Because me, as somebody that is familiar with Superman and Supergirl, I was confused the whole movie because the timeline seemed off for me.
Yeah, I'm fine with it being interstitched, but like they only did it in the second half of the movie, which I'm like, no, you have to, if you want that to be how we learn about her backstory, you can get just as much of like a shock to the system of like what her life, where she came from. If you show us all of these happy memories first, from the beginning, interstitched was like, oh, of course she's so miserable wherever she's at now. This is how she was spending her birthday before. This was all of this other stuff before. And it would have made more sense to me like that, just because it just felt like we are using the catalyst of her birthday for someone who like doesn't want to think about or talk about their birthday. So therefore then it's irrelevant. Like, and birthdays are such a childhood thing. And people who hate their birthdays, it's often because like it reminds you of childhood. Either it will never compare to how good childhood was, or this is so hard, or I've always had a hard time with birthdays. And so I thought it was such a missed moment to then have the whole thing be about like it's her birthday, but we're not really talking about her birthday, but it is her birthday. And then we don't even really have the backstory interstitched from that point. Like I think if from the earliest spot, if it was like her blowing out candles on, or whatever a tradition is, blowing out candles on a cake there, and then her eating a piece of cake with no candles present day, like something that like very early on could have shown that shift. But yeah, so she's been drinking, wakes up in bed, Crypto's there. Also, Clark is FaceTiming her in whatever the interdimensional version of FaceTime is. And he's like very concerned about her and asking her to come home, what is home to her, which is what we're getting at. And she's like, I don't have people. And he's like very much telling her like, you have people. I'm your people. Come home so then you can actually find who your other people are. Yeah.
And so that is what the journey of this movie is. Her finding where she belongs.
And so for her, the only people she really has is her dog, Crypto. Crypto?
Yep.
Which I feel like, do you think like DC is so mad that like cryptocurrency became a thing? And now it's like this dog, like fucking hell. Should have trademarked that.
Well, they spell it different.
Yeah. So we see like from the start, like her and her dog, it's them against the world. And it's different. Don't come at us for being like, I thought you guys hate the people who live their animals more than humans. She's different, and also she's not a human.
Right.
And
so, this dog isn't like...
This dog isn't a regular dog either.
Right.
Okay? But I literally was thinking that. I was like, people are going to be like, really, guys? But
it's all she has from her homeland. This dog is the only thing that she has directly. She found this dog while she was mourning her mother, her mother's funeral. The dog ran up to her. The dog is what went with her from Krypton to Earth. So this dog is the only thing she has from home.
Yeah, and she says to the dog, home is wherever you are. And so she's drinking in this bar, having a time, and Ruthie, the little girl...
A sad time. Not a good time.
No, she's having a time. Just a time. And Ruthie, the little girl whose parents and brother was murdered, she walks into the bar, which I was like, no IDs? Okay. And she does her little speech that she does multiple times throughout the movie of being like, my name is Ruthie, I'm from this planet. So I am looking for the Biggins. Krem killed my family. I am seeking revenge. I am looking for whoever will help me do this. In return, I will give you this sword from my father, so-and-so. And then when she says her father's name, everyone in the bar looks and is like, now I'm interested. And she just wants, essentially, she's looking for a team up. And so this is where
you thought it was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes. And this is where it turns out I wasn't wrong. That's what everybody thought, because it really came like it was going to be like a assemble, like get your team together. And I love that it was not fucking that.
No,
Like,
it's not at all.
Because thank God, because as we get further in the movie, all that means is we got so little Jason Momoa playing himself, which I was like, perfect. If I had to watch a buddy comedy movie with Jason Momoa, I'd be
it's
so
coming
upset.
though, but it won't be this movie.
Nope. Yeah, but it's not this one.
Mm-hmm.
I have time to prepare. He has time to apologize. So immediately one of the guys, I don't know the gender binary for these monsters, or these aliens.
They're not monsters, they're aliens.
Is that what they identify as?
Yes.
Okay.
And so does Clark and Kara.
I
They
knew
are
that, but I
also aliens.
wasn't sure. And then they steal the sword, and this is kind of where we get our first look at Kara's like moral compass, which I like the reveal later on of what her mom says to her.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, same girl, relate, very much me, very much my ethos on life. But we see it before we hear it, which I like.
And she's drunk also.
Yes.
Let's keep that in mind.
She's wasted, and she's basically being like, come on, guys, like, give me the fucking thing. Like, oh, let's do it. Like, and so she ends up begrudgingly, fighting this man. She clearly doesn't have her Supergirl powers, but like she's
but
still...
that's the whole point, is that she doesn't want to be on Earth because she can't physically feel anything. She wants to be away from the yellow sun so that she can actually have feelings.
And get drunk.
Mm-hmm.
And so she gets the sword back. It's very impressive, and gives it back to the girl and is like, it's pretty, here you go. And then in a very earnest, like, sorry about your family.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not that familiar with Millie Alcock's work, but like, she was phenomenal in this role. Like, she's an incredible actor. So I was like, oh, this is a really great... They have fantastic chemistry together, her and Ruthie. Like, I was like, this is really good casting. And so, of course, Ruthie is like, that was badass.
This is
You're
going
to help me, friend.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, girl. Girl power. And she's very much like, no, please, no. But that's kind of where it's their introduction. Next day, she shows back up, Ruthie, at where she's knocking door to door on spaceships, being like, hey, let me give my speech again.
Yeah.
She shows up at Kara's place.
And keep in mind, Kara has been stabbed in the leg and didn't even realize. That's how drunk she was.
Yeah.
So she pulls out this thing out of her leg and she's bleeding.
Yes.
Doesn't last long, though.
And she also finds it fascinating that she can bleed here. She's like, oh my God, I'm bleeding.
Yeah.
Oh. And this is a weird thing that I don't want to come across as like weird, but I'm impressed that a male director included this, because I often find that it's kind of typically more of a hallmark of a woman director, which is like a girl peeing in a movie.
Yes.
Like sitting down and like, it's not sexy, it's not whatever, but it's like, you're talking to me while I'm peeing in the bathroom. You can tell that that's what we do. That's what women do.
It was a woman that wrote the script, and she's been working on. She wrote that she was hired when it was in the last iteration under Snyder, like those.
Oh my God.
And so she's had this in her head for a long time.
Because I was like, my God, this is that is, again, it's a hallmark when you see a woman. Typically, if you see a woman peeing in a movie or a TV show or whatever, and it's not sexual, like it's just they're peeing, that's usually like, oh, a woman wrote this. Because they're talking, she's in the bathroom, she's still talking, the door's open, like it's just very like girlhood typical. And it gave me very high hopes for it as soon as that moment happened. And I was not let down about how women are portrayed in the movie, because I was like, oh, this is very grounding. And she's like, no, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to help you. Like, I feel for you. Like, that's really tough. But like, revenge is not what you're looking for. And she's being a little vague about it, of being like, it's not
worth it.
It's
not
going
to serve anything for you.
Yeah. And like, I'm not going to help you do that. Like, I've got my own shit to deal with. And like, you really should not waste your time trying to achieve this. Like, it's not a thing that you need.
And then she falls asleep on the toilet because she's drunk and hungover. So
relatable.
Right. She's like, I just woke up because I had to go pee. And now I'm falling back asleep because my body has been relieved of that.
And then she's letting Crypto out to pee. And Ruthie is still trying to convince her. And as it's taking Crypto a while, Crypto ears perk up, turn around, freaks out, and we now see that the brigands have commandeered, is that the word? Her ship?
Yeah, they get in, they steal her cereal that's already been sitting in the sink from yesterday that we saw her eating.
I was like, ew, guys.
Yeah, the same guy that wanted that fresh pie is now eating nasty cereal.
Yuck. And so they're taking her ship, and Crypto, like, runs over, and in a split second, the same way he did it with Ruthie's brother, shoots his gun and shoots Crypto, her dog. And that's really where
it turns into John Wick.
Yeah, you shot my motherfucking dog? And Ruthie brings her to an alien
veterinarian, yeah.
I thought it was like guess it's not potions because they're just aliens.
Yeah.
Because in my head I was like, I wonder if it's more like spiritual. No, they're just not humans.
Yeah.
And basically says that Crypto has 3 days. They need the antidote the brigands wear on their person. And Ruthie's like, perfect. I want to kill Krim for killing my fucking family. I want all of his revenge. And you want the antidote, so we have the same goal. Now, did you think, and maybe I was just being like, making her much more conniving. In my head, I initially thought that, because she's translating to Kara about what what the veterinarian's saying. At first, I was like, is she lying about any of this?
That didn't go through my head. Okay. I had thoughts, but we'll get there in the next couple scenes. I have thoughts, but it's not about that.
Because I was like, I wonder if she's lying and, like, Crypto will be okay. He just needs a couple days to get this out of the system, or like the veterinarian needs to order she needs to wait for a shipment in for whatever, or Crypto's like just gonna die. I wouldn't think that Crypto's just gonna die because I don't think that Ruth would have done that, but I did wonder if like she's mistranslating to get her to help. She wasn't.
No. But that didn't cross my mind.
Okay. I was like,
maybe because these other thoughts were in my mind. And we'll get to them. We'll get to them in a second.
Okay.
I wrote a little song to remind you, Choice Hotels get you more of the experiences you value. The Cambria Hotel's got it all. A rooftop bar, have a ball. Cocktails up here feel just right. Is Cambria amazing? All right. Bring a date, your team, or even your mom. Book direct at choicehotels.com. See you on the roof.
If data management is slowing down your business, you need the Intuit ERP. If one entity is here, and one here, and one here, and one here, you need the Intuit ERP. If scaling your business feels like starting over, you need the Intuit ERP. Intuit Enterprise Suite is the AI-native ERP solution that consolidates, migrates, and automates, all in one place. Learn more at intuit.com/ERP.
Adobe Firefly is the all-in-one creative studio with AI-powered image and video editing for today's creative process. Built for creators of every kind, Firefly helps you generate, edit, and experiment fast. Because the asks aren't getting smaller, the budgets aren't getting bigger, and the timelines, still tight. With all the best creative AI models in one place, Firefly brings your ideas to life. Unlock a better way to make with Adobe Firefly.
And so now this is where they are moving forward. It's not trying to be a duo, but more so now Ruthie knows that Kara is going to do this. Kara tells her, is it Kara or Kara?
It depends on what they're saying. In the TV show, it's Kara, and they make that a running joke. I think in this they were saying Kara. I usually say Kara.
Okay, I'll say Kara. But Kara basically is like, Ruthie, stay with Crypto. I will be back. I'm going to get this done. Like, you're not getting revenge. Chill here. You've been through a lot. Your family just died. That's really tough. Like, stay here. I'll get this taken care of. And, of course, Ruthie, I don't know how old Ruthie's supposed to be, but she's very much giving, 13.
11.
Yeah. So, she doesn't listen.
No, she's a child.
Yep. And so, as we see from the beginning stages of Kara embark on this multi-galaxy quest to find the brigands and find the antidote. Of course, we have stowaway throughout the entire movie.
Yep. That's what
Keeps
she
trying to get
does.
rid of her. Not fucking happening.
Right. A true skill, to be honest.
A skill that you have at 11, between 11 and 13.
Mhm.
Like, it's impressive. So what was your thoughts?
Not yet. So, I don't want to play my hand too quickly.
I know. I'm just so curious. I wonder if I'll start to think about, start to pick up on it.
It's right here though. So Kara gets onto a bus, and it's taking them to. She's trying to get to the planet that her ship has been stolen to, and Krim is with the antidote. So she's on this bus. These three, I'll say women. They appear women appearing.
Yeah. She refers to them as cyber pirates.
Yeah, they were cyber pirates. So they come in, or tech pirates. I thought it was
tech pirates. Yeah.
So they want to come in and they're gonna steal everything that's on the bus. And so Ruthie shows herself as she has, which this was a pretty funny joke that I thought. So Ruthie is like getting into a fight with this other female appearing alien at the front of the bus, and the alien has Ruthie underneath her foot, and Ruthie's like confused, like, what did I do? And then Kara reveals, like, you just called her mother a whore.
She's like, what? you put your purse at the bottom of her feet in the middle of the walkway, so you called her mother a whore.
Right.
I thought that was funny too.
So then Ruthie then comes and like tells the alien that had fell asleep on Kara's like, can you move over? I need to sit next to my friend. And Kara's like, I'm not your friend. You don't even know what my name is. And then that's when the space pirates come. And they are going around collecting things. Kara is really playing it cool as she does, collecting things. They take the watch that her father gave her. And they also find Ruthie's sword that she's trying to hide. And Kara's like, you have to give it to him. Ruthie reluctantly gives it to him. And she's like, Kara's like, I have a plan. So they have, as they're leaving, Kara had secretly grabbed this transporter type thing that they have. I think that's what it was. And so then she is fighting them to the point where she's like, I'm pretty much outsmarting y'all. She's ending up like in people's laps and stuff, but like beating them up at the same time, and is telling them, just give me back the sword and the watch and you guys can go about your day. But this makes them very angry, and now they're at the point where they're like, we're just going to kill you and still take the stuff. She asked the bus driver, how far are we away from the yellow sun? And this right here is where I had an issue. Because I'm thinking this whole time that we're so far away from the yellow sun. That's why she has to go on this mission. She could have brought Crypto on this bus and just got to the yellow sun and he would have been fine.
Oh, that would have fixed him?
Yes.
He doesn't need a real antidote?
No, I don't. Unless they needed to put a sentence in here and say that, like, it should have been a line that was like, this doesn't even repower him with the yellow sun.
Well, I guess I guess you're right. Yeah, like they weren't specific enough because if we go based on the lore, like Kryptonians, like the sun essentially heals everything. But like the dog, I guess, is not like, it is not like a full Kryptonian in the same sense that she is. So, but that's also implied.
We see when he's on Earth, he has full powers just like they do.
You're right, but so I think they're saying the threshold of powers is different, so therefore the threshold of healing is different. But you're right, there should have been something about that. That's a really good point.
So I was like, we're right here at the yellow sun. She just needs a few seconds. We're seeing it come up over the horizon. And they're also seeing it. She's like, okay. She's telling the bus driver and this little creature that speaks English.
Who is that?
It was Seth Rogen, right?
Oh, I thought it was Nick Kroll.
Oh, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, it is him. When it's listed as a cameo, but I typed in Supergirl Seth Rogen,
Okay.
and that's how it came up, but he's not credited.
Okay.
So she's suiting up to put on a spacesuit so she can just like get close enough to get to the yellow sun as it's coming up over the horizon. And as she's doing it, one of these pirates is like, you're dead, and pushes her out. And as we see this, because she was about to put the helmet on, so she doesn't have a helmet on. She's going out into the atmosphere. And so we're seeing her float, and she's starting to decompose and her skin, but then she gets close enough as the sun's coming up that she fully recharges, and we see her in full Supergirl mode, and then comes back and beats the shit out of everybody.
And I have to say, great call on making her like a little more, I don't know, like again, like the dude, like a little more Big Lebowski in aesthetics wise, because one of the biggest issues they've had is with like straight hair as flying. Remember with Captain Marvel? And when they cut her hair short, there's so much better. But like when you have the long hair, the CGI of the long hair floating in space has always like been a critique that people have. But because she's like very unshot, like that, her whole look is that like it's messy, it's windblown, all of that. I was like, that was a really good call wise. Yeah. Like it didn't feel, and that was like one of the biggest issues, one of my issues I had with it in Captain Marvel was it was like trying to feel like overly feminine to like be like, this is a girl superhero, she's got wispy girly hair, and this it just felt like she's a superhero, like she's tough.
So then she beats the shit out of them, and then they end up on a planet that has a yellow sun, and Ruthie's like, why couldn't you do that on my planet? And she explains the lore. And I was like, within this is where the explanation should have come for like crypto or something that's just some clean line of like, this is why crypto couldn't come here.
Would have made sense. Or also even just like to get to a veterinarian that like speaks your language. Like that you can communicate a little bit better, you know? Yeah, that makes sense. I didn't notice it, but I also have not. You know more about the lore than I do.
And just because we had that dramatic moment right before where we see her face is like starting to decompose.
Yeah, we're not getting an accurate sense of like what her powers are or her threshold or any of it.
And since we're already seeing that, if crypto has 3 days, why didn't we just go to a planet that has a yellow sun?
Yeah, and also like, or just turn back around. Like, if you have the yellow sun, can you fly to another planet? Like, how far away? Yeah, that makes sense. Now, I have to admit something, and I truly might have even said this to you here, and if I did, and I said it on the podcast, public apology to everybody, and I'm admitting it to everybody here because it is embarrassing. I watched the trailer for this movie multiple times. I saw the key art for this movie, and it wasn't until it's not even, unfortunately, the first time he spoke, probably the third or fourth time that Krem spoke, that I realized that he was, in fact, not being played by Tim Roth. That is a totally different actor. He looked so much like Tim Roth in this, and the whole time I kept being like, damn, Tim Roth, like, is he on those peptides? Like, he's really putting his body through this. My God, like, damn, good job. No. That's a fully different actor. And at first, Tim Roth is such a good actor, I thought he's doing a different voice. And after like the third or fourth line delivery, I said, Megan, that's not Tim Roth.
At no point did I think that was Tim Roth.
I this whole time, I had thought it was Tim Roth. But kudos to that guy. You got a Tim Roth face. You guys should play related in something.
I'm like, this...
No,
Tim Roth is 65 years old.
Melissa, that's why as soon as he started doing these like, you know, intense fight scenes, I said, this is certainly not Tim Roth. I don't think this is safe. This is uninsurable. They would not let you do this. So, and he only really looks like Tim Roth with all of the thumbtacks in his face.
Okay.
He doesn't look like him without it. But
okay.
The whole time, I watched like 5 different versions of this fucking trailer, and I kept being like, can't we see Tim Roth in this role? I said that out loud to multiple people, and I'm going to have to backtrack to everybody. Be like, so sorry, he's not in this movie.
No, this is a fella named Matthias.
Yeah.
Showing arts.
Well, I was waiting for during the credit, like the opening, I was like waiting for it and like featuring Tim Roth. And I was like, I must have missed it. He must have gotten the first title scene. Like, that's how much I was like, he's in this movie, is I just thought I must have blinked and missed when his name was on the screen.
Belgian. He's a Belgian actor. I was like, it looks like he's done a lot, but I don't know. I don't know this man.
No, because
but he's Belgian.
It's unfortunately not Tim Roth.
He has a very nice face, though.
He does.
He looks like a kind man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know him, so he could be awful.
He is a man.
He played Django. I'm sorry, not Django. He played Django.
So he's a shapeshifter.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen this man before. I thought it was Tim Roth.
And I'm looking at a photo from Django.
What's his name again, you said?
Oh, hold on. No, it was a spaghetti western made in
Belgium.
Some other country that also has the same name.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what'd you say his name is? Wait.
His name is Matthias Schoenaerts.
Yeah, so if anybody's looking at this man's IMDb going, that's not Tim Roth, you would be so correct. You need to look at him with all of the pins in his face. And it's also
no
dark.
point during this film did I think that was Tim Roth.
Which is so crazy because I was so convinced. I never even thought I had to like convene with other people. Like, I just thought we all knew it was Tim Roth because I thought it was so clearly Tim Roth, and it's not.
Okay.
Yep. Just had to include that. So, as we've ended up on what planet? I guess it doesn't technically matter what planet they've ended up on.
A planet with the yellow sun. Bilgeys?
Yeah. And
Bilgeys? I don't know.
She's got powers here, and Ruthie's like, oh my God, you're like a whole new fucking person. Like, that was fucking epic. Like, wow. And essentially being like, hey, you're like actually really effective when you're not like wasted.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, well, yeah, I can't get drunk here. Like, that's why I'm on this other planet. It's like, it's not as fun, you know? And she's like, so you're gonna lay off the booze and like, we're gonna focus on this. And she's like, yeah, we're just gonna get this shit done. Whatever.
Yeah, because she can't. She literally cannot get drunk now.
Yeah. There's no fucking point, Ruthie. Okay? You child.
I can drink all day. Nothing's going to happen.
Wasting my time. And so she is interrogating the tech pirates that they have, like, she has, you know, TSA flight attendants strapped them, zip tied them to the chairs to interrogate, to find out where, because the whole thing is like, where are the brigands? And I guess that's true when you're fighting people across galaxies. It's like, they don't have GPS. Like, do you know where they are? Like, they could be anywhere. They can get on a ship. They can do whatever. And what we learn later on is they're a dwindling
planet,
but also not species, a dwindling.
Species. They only they want to stay in charge by men and men only. So they're only stealing women.
Yeah, because I say they're like the planet is dying, and therefore their population is dying. And so we find out that like they are planet hopping, essentially stealing women and stealing girls to have as brides to repopulate with. And it's like a heavy storyline, which I was really glad that they picked a similarly relevant and heavy storyline as they did with Superman. Because like there's obviously, with comic books, there's so much source material to choose from. Like you can pick from any of different aspects of different whatever. Like it's not like one story throughout the entire series. So I liked that it wasn't like something that felt like frivolous, that it felt like it carried like the same heft and the same kind of weight with it, which I was happy about.
My issue though with it is that Kara didn't seem to care. And I get that she doesn't really care about anything. Her whole goal with this is like, she heard that. It was like, okay, whatever. I need to get the antidote for my dog. I know that's her character trait. It's just that and again, I don't like to compare the two. But I have to because they exist in the same universe. It's happening throughout. This is happening right when the Superman movie ends because he mentions her birthday at the end of the film. Also, a lot of his motivation was also about the dog because he didn't want to upset Kara. And so then here, this also being the motivation for her is the dog. But also in the first one, we know that he cares about peace in the Middle East. Like that's a big overlying thing. because he's also writing about it in his real life as a journalist as well. And then here it's just like it just feels like an afterthought.
Well, I wondered if, and now that, because you're saying that the timeline is different, and I assumed it was different because you had told me before that she was supposed to be older than him.
Mm-hmm.
And then it was like, when we were watching the movie, I was like, okay, they've definitely switched that.
Yeah.
But I did wonder if like if like everything that happened with her on Krypton, like if that really only happened like 6 years ago or something. Like
yeah,
if she's
it's very recent because
Yeah.
she's still playing herself within the old, like when we have flashbacks, the older version is still her.
So like there is a shift that she cares when she sees it firsthand, what's going on with the brides, and then she really fucking cares. And to me, I was like, that is kind of like a teenager, early 20s thing that like...
Well, she's 23. We know she's 23.
Okay, yeah. Sorry,
They
right,
say
it's her
she's
birthday.
23.
Again,
Yes.
should have focused more on the birthday. But like, that like, she cares about the things that affect her. She cares about her dog. She cares about these things. People talk about the things that they care about. And like, she can empathize with Ruthie, but like she's a little bit cold in it of being like, this is not effective for you. She's not like elaborating on it. But then as soon as she sees the women there and she sees the brides and she specifically zones in on the picture of one of the young girls, then she starts to care, which to me does feel like 20-something behavior, that it's like, oh, I care about it when it's right in front of me.
Yes,
and so I wonder if that's in part of the rewrite that they're having of her.
But also she says this. She says that, and when she's talking to Clark or talking about Clark later, she says that he hasn't seen the things that I've seen. She saw her planet go through. Yeah. She thought it was like this beautiful place. He was sent away. Like when we see the people coming to invade her planet, that's when Clark is sent away. Mm-hmm. So he was sent away before all that happened as a infant, and all he knows is his Kansas upbringing and like the good old boy type thing.
The corn-fed boy.
Yes. And so like that's what he's seen. She's seen the terror. She knew her parents. She knew her relatives. She's left without them. Like they died. She has nothing left, where it was more like he didn't learn about that until much later in life. And so he's jaded in that sense, where she's been traumatized. Mm-hmm. And so I get it. I just wish it would have been more.
Totally. Well, because I also think that like they were both sheltered and protected in ways that were effective and detrimental. So like him, he doesn't know Kryptonian. Like he doesn't have a tie to all of that. He doesn't, and like we see it in the Superman movie, like I don't know who the fuck I am. Like I have this idea of who I am, but like I don't have anything to back it up. And like I was sent here to have like a safe life and like to do all of these things, but like because of that, I don't know any of those other things. And like yes, it did protect me from this, but like it also created this whole other slew of issues. And it's the same thing with her. It's like she grew up on a planet that like was effectively like the tiniest bit was saved. The tiniest, wealthiest part of her planet was saved. And it's a little bubble that is crumbling day by day. And she has no idea. She doesn't know any difference. So like she's protected that her family has put her in this like theoretical bubble versus his physical one that he sends him to Earth. And then eventually it's like, hey, now that you've discovered all of this, actually all of the walls are crumbling down. Everything's done. And like now we protected you as much as we can. And now our final act of protection is we're sending you away. And like, so she knows everything that she's missing out on, which is like so deeply painful. And he doesn't know what he's missing out on, which is so deeply painful. But I do wish that we had honestly, I would say even a little bit of that, at least in Superman, a little bit more than just her intro being like, oh, it's my cousin. She's drunk. Like something a little bit more with it, or at least in the beginning of the movie, having that their interaction carry a little more weight to it.
This episode is brought to you by Starbucks.
That is fire. Whoa, that's good. This might be the drink of the summer. Okay, I like this one too. I'm rocking with it, okay.
Try it for yourself. Starbucks Refreshers Concentrates are coming home. Find them in the coffee aisle and make it yours.
Need a laptop that's built to perform and designed to last all day? Select Windows 11 PCs starting at $499.99 are now at Best Buy. Learn more at bestbuy.com. Best Buy. Imagine that.
Want to elevate your travel experience? Here's how. With a Delta SkyMiles Reserve American Express card, you can relax before your flight in the Delta Sky Club with up to 15 visits per medallion year. And now through July 15th, 2026, you can earn up to 125,000 bonus miles, so you're closer to your next adventure. The Delta SkyMiles Reserve card. Check out the new design at www.delta.com/Spotify. Minimum spending requirements and terms apply.
This is also where we meet Jason Momoa, who's dressed like he's in Kiss.
He's Lobo. That's how Lobo looks.
Yeah, I buy it.
I'm trying to see, when was Lobo? When was Lobo introduced? In 1983.
Very hair metal.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like an
He's a god.
fuckboy douchebag.
But he's
rides
a god.
A motorcycle.
He's a god that can't die.
Mm-hmm. And it's not even like Kara is like afraid of him. It's more so like, oh god, he's so annoying, and also like he can't die, so like he can hold a really long grudge. Like, just don't fuck with him. Like, it's just a lot. That's not. But Ruthie is like, hey, we just overheard him telling the people at this bar that he's also looking for brigands. Like, let's talk to him. But I guess right prior to that, they walk into this bar and they're on a planet. This planet is it a brigand's planet? Was this their old planet? It's a different planet that is effectively dying.
It's dying, but they're also stealing a lot of girls from this planet.
Yeah, which is contributing to also why it's dying. And so they are the only, besides like the singer there and like the bartender, like it's a lot of dicks or whatever these aliens have that identifies their gender. Like, so when they walk in, Ruthie and Kara, it's like all eyes on them. And essentially people are just they're treating Kara like Ruthie's pimp and being like, how much can I buy her for? Like, let me just take her. And it's all this. And Ruthie's like, what the fuck? And Kara's like, told you this is going to get scary. And she's forced to fight, kicks everyone's motherfucking asses in here, which of course impresses the people running this bar, this couple, who then like sit her down, give her a table and everything. And she asks, being like, I'm looking for brigands. And then is when we hear Lobo talking about how he is looking for specific brigands and trying to get information from that. And Ruthie's like, let's throw him on the team. Like, he'll be great here. Bad idea. But thankfully, he does not take them up on it because it is not Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, because that's what... I went back and looked at the trailer, and I think they also made some of the bad guys look like they're actual good guys, too, so it looked like that they were joining, but it was a good trailer where it didn't tell the story. We're getting 100%. Moments before she's kicked their asses. Yes. So that's why it might have seemed like Guardians of the Galaxy.
And I'm glad it wasn't that at all. And so... the couple invites them back to like, okay, you know, you'll have to wear these head coverings. They can't know you're women walking out. Like, it's not safe, especially for Ruthie. So, because it seems like the younger the girl, the better. Gross. So, meet us back at our place. We know someone who knows a brigands who can give us some information. And they get back there. And I have to say, how different all of the home, every time we're in a home on a different planet, how it's like a totally different style. I was very impressed by that because even though the characters that are human appearing, they're like the architecture of their homes, their clothes and everything is so different that I was like, that's a nice way to like establish these distinctions from it. And they bring the girls upstairs and immediately I was like, don't go upstairs. Don't separate you and Ruthie chained at the hip. Like, you can't let this girl. This planet's not safe for her.
Yeah. I do want to mention this couple is Black also. And in other movies, Black people are usually used as like, this is a safe haven when they're like side characters. And so I liked how they changed it up in this film.
Well, and the singer and I think almost all the band, they were all like, so there was like a distinct, when they walked in, like a people who are working here and people who are providing here versus people who are patroning here. And that, safe versus not safe.
But then they quickly turn it on its head.
Yep. Well, once you see a family photo and someone's missing and you're looking around and they're not there, maybe wonder why. Maybe wonder what's the quest for. But this is where we get we're like truly like more than halfway through the movie, and now this is where we get Kara's whole backstory as she's talking to Ruthie about all of this. Again, I thought it was very well written. I thought it was really well acted. I just wish we had gotten that.
That's what I'm
hints
saying.
of it
If
earlier.
it had been early, if it had just been at the top of the film and then we get into the rest, I think it would have sped things up.
Or even like, I like how it came about in the conversation, but like have it come about earlier with them, like, or have it like something, or again, even just like bits of it. So we're putting the final piece together then, as opposed to doing like essentially her intro where she's like, you know, Ruthie, I'm not actually from Earth. I'm from this planet Krypton. And we get all of it. We get the fact that her uncle, who is Clark's dad, is a tyrant, horrible, has all of these bad ideas, evil guy. And his brother, who is played by underrated actor David Krumholtz, love that man, who also played Bernard in the Santa Claus. Loved him, love him. He obviously doesn't agree with his brother, anything like that. And they talk about how Clark was sent to Earth and how they're staying there, and he's able to do this force field on a planet that they knew was crumbling and dying. The core was going to explode. They knew it was going to happen, but they thought they had more time. Creates a force field. And so essentially like a large circular planet just becomes a very small, well, now flat Earth, a flat circular planet here. And she's born like 6 or 8 years later.
8 years later, yeah.
8 years later. And she doesn't know anything else. Like, it's a beautiful planet. She loves everything about it. It's wonderful. But as the years go on, her mom starts getting sick. And turns out when the core exploded of the planet, it released all of this radiation, which I thought was also I'm sure this is obviously how it is in the comics, but like, it's a very familiar, because like cancer, like it's a extreme depiction, or like a outer space depiction of something that also happens here with chemical leaks and, you know, all of that kind of stuff. And so it takes
things
time.
getting into the water supply. Yep.
So it happens in the soil. So it's in everything. So this has been happening since her mother and father have been living on this version of Krypton for 8 years. And who knows if there was any sort of small bits of radiation leak before the core exploded, but that just sent it so like everywhere. It's in the air, it's in the water, it's in the soil, the food that you eat, it's in everything. Mom gets incredibly sick, and she gives Kara this beautiful speech about being like, you know, when I'm gone, I need you to be good. I don't need you to be I don't need you to be nice. I need you to be kind. You don't have to be polite to people, but like, I need you at your core to be good. And I was like, that's such a powerful thing. Also, like, what, like mother to daughter, like talking to her as like a woman. And then she's obviously devastated. And then her dad starts getting sick, and it's the radiation, and it is uncurable. It is unavoidable. And also, I have to say, this girl is so good at speaking in languages that don't exist. Like, I was like, this is an incredible so is David Krumholtz, but like, I know she's also done it for Game of Thrones, where everyone's like, damn, she really makes these languages that are made up sound very real. And now her dad is dying, and her dad is like, I have built this vessel.
He found the plans that his brother had.
So, like, we're going to send you to Earth. And she's like, no, I'm okay if I die from like, this will be my fate. I don't want to leave you and Mom. Like, bury me in this toxic soil next to you guys. Like, essentially, it took them 8 years. She's got, it hasn't affected her at this point yet. And also, she's younger. And again, there's most likely was microscopic leaking of that well before the core exploded. So, but at the same time, it's not like you've got forever. So like, he's like, no, you got to get off this motherfucking planet.
Because no parent wants to see their child die like that.
And also the part that I think he really can't get through to her, that it's like, you won't be dying with us. We will be dead. Then you will start to slowly die alone.
Right.
And like, all of the people that you know, all of the adults that you know, everyone will be gone by then. We don't know what the planet will be like by then. And also, like, then you're watching your peers, you're dying with your peers. Like, this, it's not a heroic act of, you're not going to die with us. You're going to die alone. And he was fantastic in this too, and sends her off to Earth. And that's where we have her meeting Clark. Who
he's so ecstatic to see her. It's like, I've been tracking your ship. You're a Kryptonian.
And like, he is a himbo from Kansas. So like, he's like so excited, and she starts talking to him in Kryptonian, and he goes, oh my God, so sorry, I don't speak Kryptonian, I don't know. And then he just starts speaking louder. He goes, I don't know, I'm doing this, I'm sorry. And I was like, God, he's such a good like, he's perfect Superman. I want to rewatch Superman now again too. And so he's like, I know you can't understand me, but just know, like, I know this is scary, but like Earth is really cool. There's a lot of really amazing things, and you'll find your home here. And from there, we really just see that it's her and Crypto holding on tight, and it's a very foreign land and a foreign world, and that's all she's got. So it really also like brings that point home of this is why I gotta save him, because like he is all I have, not only of my family, but my planet, and also my existence and who I was for the first 20-something years of my life.
Right. And something they had changed in the first Superman, which again, they comic books, they pick and there's so many iterations. They reboot it and redo it, and whenever the new creative director comes in, they put their own spin on things. So like storylines get changed so much more than soap operas do. Which when you look at comic books at the core, they're soap operas. So usually the S is like the family crest, and I forgot what they had said it was in the first movie, but that would have been a way that she would have like instantly recognized him in this film. And so now I see why they didn't do it in this one.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, because they're really starting it like fresh in that. So truthfully, this is where the movie gets a little muddy for me. Like, we have a lot of fight sequences of her finding the brigands.
Needle drop moments that I'm like, why is this like this now?
Yeah. So she finds out that turns out this couple who she thought was going to be safe, they have poisoned her, and they're essentially trading her and Ruthie to get their daughter back. And this is like her first instance of like seeing the brides in this fucking spaceship in these Handmaid's Tale style clothes behind bars. And she's like, no. And I've got to kick ass and do this. So it's our first very big fight sequence. And she kicks ass. She does what she's got to do. She is able to get free these brides. But plot twist, it's not all of them.
Not all of them. Also, we see it from the perspective of Ruthie. Like we're in Ruthie's bubble and then floating around in the same way that in the Superman movie we're seeing Mr. Terrific.
Oh God, there's too many. Yeah, I think it's Terrific.
Yep. So in the same way that Lois, when she gets to wherever they are in the Superman movie, and Mr. Terrific is fighting everybody, it's that same movement. So an homage to Superman as well.
So Ruthie at this point is like, essentially like, let me go find Crumb and I'm going to kill him. And again, it just is a back and forth every time. Be like, stop trying to kill this man. Like, this is not going to fix your problems. Don't do this. Stop. Whatever. They escape again. The brigands escape, but she's able to get all these brides out. And now it's like, okay, well, now we have to go find the brigands again. And this is where I was like, okay, we're just doing it.
Not just that, but also the married couple that had poisoned her and given Ruthie up to the other people, or were planning to do it. Their daughter had escaped and she was running around. And because Krim was pissed at them, he's like, well, that girl just has to die now. So she's running around. As Krim is approaching her, Ruthie is coming up behind her and was like, okay, behind him, this is my perfect time to kill him. And so as Ruthie is approaching, that's when Kara comes in and scoops up Ruthie, and that allows Krim to get the girl. And so he kills the girl, and then when he sees her parents, also kills them too. And then Ruthie is pissed at Kara. It's like, if you would have let me kill him, then those people would have lived.
Yeah.
And Kara's thinking, well, if they wouldn't have poisoned me, then...
Yeah, so Ruthie's thinking about this in like absolutes, and she's like, you can't kill someone to prevent more killing. All that does is affect you. And so Kara follows on another ship that they're going on, and she arrives there. She gets, it's the closest they'll take her to the brigands' ship. They this other ship drops her off there. She gets out and she starts gasping for air, looks up, green sun.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kryptonite. That's not only is it not the sun that gives her powers, it's the sun that kills her.
Poisons her. Uh-huh.
So she passes out pretty quickly, and then we just see her body being dragged into a cave. And turns out Ruthie, stowaway, one last time, said, saw you hop on that plane. And I said, let me get up on there too. And she's like, I didn't know. I don't think, she's like, I assume the green sun's not good for you. I just thought maybe putting you in the cave, like maybe like the less direct would be better. And I was like, good job, Ruthie. That is better. So she's in the cave. And now this is where Kara doesn't do anything for the rest of the movie in present time. We just get flashback of her and her life. Because she's dying in this motherfucking cave. But it is known that this cave, that this planet rotates between a green sun and a yellow sun.
Yes.
So a yellow sun will eventually be coming, but like at what point? Like who the fuck knows? And thankfully she's out of the direct line of the sun, but still, you know, she's actively dying in here.
So then Kara's like, she like wakes up for a little bit after she's been out of the direct sunlight and she's like, I need some water.
Mm-hmm.
And so Ruthie goes down to the lake to get some water. She also, while she's down there, she sees some brigands bathing. And so she's trying to hide. But as she's hiding, another brigand comes up behind her and scoops her up. And this is the only time that I actually gasped because I did not see that coming.
Oh, gasped, Melissa. I jumped out of my skin.
Well, I was trying to play it a little cool.
Oh,
I did jump.
Okay. Because I was like,
that was a legit jump scare. I commend them because usually in pacing for things and how they play the music, I know when jump scares are coming. So they never scare me. This time I got legit, this was a legit jump scare for me.
I will still jump in a jump scare, even if I know it's coming, because the circumstance is scary. This wasn't a scary circumstance. It was just such a true jump scare. I was in my full recline seat. I jumped so hard, it snapped me right back straight up. And I had to lean back. And there's only 2 other couples in the theater. And I was like, and Mons just looks over at me and I was like, I must have made a noise out loud. I was so afraid. It scared the shit out of me. But yeah, they bring her up to their little jail cells, which is getting a little Guardians of the Galaxy.
It also looked like they're very similar to the little jail cells that were in Superman too.
Yeah. And so in there, right next to her, is Jason Momoa. And, you know, they're overhearing, she's hearing the guards and everyone talk. They're looking for Kara. They know that if Ruthie's there, that means she's nearby and she's actively dying. And they're like, cool, if we get a dead Kryptonian body, like that's probably worth some stuff. That's pretty impressive. Good, some accolades, all of that. And they just want her, they're just asking her, where is Kara? Like, tell us where her body is. And she's refusing until she then shifts her story and is like, I'll tell you, like, come back. I just want to talk to Krem.
Because they told her that they were going to kill her. Yes. They didn't tell her when they were going to kill her, but by the end of the day, she was going to be dead.
Yeah. So then she takes on I think it was fun because we see earlier that Kara, when she was talking to Lobo earlier, was like, oh, we're just like some like intergalactical girls. Like she was being very ditzy.
And he calls her a ditz when they meet later when he's
and she's like, that's what I call you. And he was like, good one.
Touche.
But we do see like a subtle shift in a younger version of Ruthie changing her tone of her voice to kind of be more like, I'm just a girl. Like I'll take you to her. I'm actually really scared of dying and all that stuff. And as the guard comes in...
And Lobo had said right before this, too, is like, don't worry, I got a plan. Because Ruthie had tried to climb out of the thing. And he's like, those little points on the cage, they have poison on them. So don't do that.
But he also kept being like, you're just a little girl. Like, you're, you can't
chill
do any
out.
of this stuff.
I have a plan. Don't worry.
He also he didn't imply that she was included in the plan.
No, he was like, I'm going to get myself
out. How are you going to get out? She's like, how are you going to get out of here? He goes, don't worry about me. I've got a plan to get out of here. And so she has...
Very much underestimating her.
Yes. So she's strangling the guy and she then, jabs him on the poison spike and is able to break out. And immediately Lobo's like, oh, I knew you had it in you. Like, great one, good one. I told you I had the plan. This was my plan. I was like, okay, for sure. And she's running away. He's like, wait, let me out. And she's like, okay, fine. Lets him out. And then she goes up into the the vents.
Air vents, ducts.
And then
even though this place looks very hot.
I know. And goes up to the top, and then suddenly they're fighting on top of their spaceship, very Fight Club style. Also reminded me of Argyle a little bit.
Oh, Argyle. Okay.
No one saw that movie besides me. And I loved it. 3.5 hours of pure shit. So good. So they, again, catch her quite quickly. And she's like, oh, shit. But at the same time, we're now seeing the green sun has set and the yellow sun is starting to rise. And Kara is on the brink of death, but that yellow sun hits her just in time. So as they have grabbed Ruthie up there, and now Ruthie's in peril, now we have not only Lobo, who's like, because he also says, like, I'm a man of my word. So essentially, she let him out. She saved his life. He owes her one.
And the reason he's there, not just because he is trying to get Krim, but they also stole his motorcycle, which he was like, bold move.
And he's like, there's a hefty price tag on specifically one of the brigands, not Krem, not the one they're looking for, but one of them has a hefty price tag on it. So he kills people for money, or he brings people to other people to kill for money. So that was like his initial reasoning of why he wanted to find the brigands, was to find this other guy. He had a bounty hunter.
Bounty. The thing is, I was literally typing in a hunter that gets a bounty. That's what I was typing in. I was like, I'm here. I just don't.
I know. I kept thinking headhunter, and I was like, that's not it. But they get money for like, the price of their head. I was like, a bounty. So he's like so that's why he's driven by money, not like he doesn't kill for sport. He like makes that very clear. And so he also doesn't really seem to respect people who are killing for a sport as much. You know, he lets them do their thing, but it's kind of like, if you're killing for a reason, so her reason for wanting to kill Krem to avenge her family's death, he thinks is a better reason than Krem killing her family for sport. So he's more aligned with her, even though he's not really going to do much of it. So we have the massive fucking fight scene. Fight. Go, go, go.
The worst fight song that I've ever heard in my life.
Which one?
Is this where we get
the cover?
The Middle by Jimmy Eats World.
So I actually didn't mind that. That does come later. A lot of people hated it. I didn't mind it just because we saw or we heard what Kara was listening to on her headphones, which was more like of the time, like pop rock girl music, like
this
female
was
vocalist
not a girl
music.
Song though. My thing is,
female vocalist.
It's a female vocalist, but it's not. It should have been a song that was written by a woman.
I think it should have been like a Fiona Apple or
something
like a
that.
Lauryn Hill or like a...
Hell, I would even taken like a Kelly Clarkson song over this.
Oh my God, hell, we love Kelly Clarkson.
I know, but I'm just saying it's not really,
not of the time. Like it's giving more retro, like 80s, 90s.
Yeah,
You're right.
But like, you could have played Breakaway during this, and I would have been like, okay.
You could have played the middle that technically was written by the Chainsmokers, but Maren Morris sang it. So instead, that could be a different middle for you. But I thought, because it's supposed to be from Ruthie's point of view, and to me, I'm like, so I understand that why that would be like the song that she's hearing, like that would be one of those. I think it would have been better if it was an original, but I didn't mind. Some people are like, this is the worst cover I've ever heard. And I was like, I don't think it's the worst cover I've ever heard. I've heard of a lot of really bad covers.
It wasn't that it was the cover, it was the song.
Yeah.
It was a song choice, and they said that they had gone through like 50 songs. This was the last song.
Oh, that's a bad sign.
Yes, this was the last song they picked, and they just found it. It wasn't even that they like...
Oh, they didn't commission
this is the song. No, they didn't commission it. They just found this song.
And
I'm like, y'all need a woman in here, please.
Yeah. Also, you also probably didn't say, but like that was all the hype that was the only thing I knew about the movie going in, was everyone was saying that the needle drop moment was the worst thing they've ever seen. So I think I went in with, I thought that it was going to be like so bad that I was like, oh,
well,
okay,
I thought
that's
it
not
was so bad.
Well, you probably have to say, because if people who didn't know,
put it even lower, and well, this song, like I like this song. I remember it coming out when I was a child. I think that's when it came out, and I liked it then. But it just, to me, it was the absolute worst choice that was made. And when I was reading, because I was actually very angry when I came home, and I was like, why did they choose this song? And they like I said, they said
no reasoning.
Yeah, they said like this was the last song they had. They'd gone through like 50 songs. And then also they said that this song was iconic. This song does not go in like the iconic sphere of songs.
Well, I think it would have made more sense if that was the time period that the movie was
like,
set in.
Yes, let's get like someone that this is this age and ask them, what do you want to listen to? And I think you would have found something better.
Well, because I think like at that, if you want to do that time period, pick Paramore. Like,
yes, yes,
like, that would have made sense to me if it was about like the icon, like the time period, and having it be like a important song. Because you could have picked Paramore. So I didn't find it to be the worst one ever. That is in the second fight scene.
Okay. Well, this is like the fifth fight scene.
I know. So this is where the pacing issue comes, is there's like
so
5
fight
scenes, and like they're all kind of like to the exact same like heightened stakes.
Yes, they
and, like,
treat them like they're the same thing instead of like we're just beating people up to get to the next thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like and so that's where it's just kind of like we kind of stay at the same level story-wise of like where the stakes are, where we're at in it. So like it is a little bit hard to know if the movie's ending or where we're at in the plot, because you expect it to escalate like how it typically goes, as opposed to like we kind of just stay at one level for like the last, I don't know, like to be fair, like 75% of the movie. And so Kara, they have their whole big fight scene, all of this kind of shit on the top of this ship. And then Lobo like explodes all of this. Ruthie's like holding on to a rope at the bottom, and Krem is above her on the rope there. And like Ruthie's still like, I'm gonna fucking kill this guy.
Lobo's letting her have the moment too.
Yeah, he goes, let her have her moment. He says it to Kara, like, let her do her thing. Like let her do this. Like they killed her family. Like that's a fair reason, because he's all like, it's reasonable to kill someone for that. And so they fall into the
fair.
water.
I completely agreed with him.
Well, the whole time I kind of was like, Kara, like, and
her
we'll
innocence is her whole thing. But Kara's trying to preserve her innocence. She saw the 3 closest people to her be murdered right in front of her face.
Like 48 hours ago too. Like we haven't processed it. I get it, but at a certain point I was like, Kara, I mean, he does have to die, which we'll get to. But so then there's like fighting in the water. They get off onto the land, and then we have like a dust circle of all the brigands who have circled around Ruthie, and it's like, oh, turns out she didn't kill all of them. Here's the last of them, and Krem is one of them, and she thought she was going to have a moment to kill Krem, as Kara told her to wait here while she goes to free the rest of the brides that are trapped in the ship.
Which Kara didn't even know were there. Ruthie told her.
Yep. And so she goes and saves them. And also I have to say, one of my favorite lines, which we've already skipped past this, but was when Ruthie tells Kara, I'm sorry, I said I didn't want to be like you when I grew up. Because that's what Kara is like. If I didn't process my grief, I didn't process my trauma, you don't want to be like. And she was like, well, I don't want to be like you, so I'm going to kill them so I don't have to be like you. And she was like, I want to be like you. Like, you're really great. Like, you're not always the nicest, but like, you are good. Like, you're care
kind.
about people.
She said kind.
And I was like, oh my God, my heart. And so Ruthie, again, now knowing that Kara would care that there are brides still stuck on the ship, she tells her, and she's like, okay, she goes to them and she tells Ruthie, don't move. And Ruthie thinks that she's getting her moment to kill Krem. Nope. Turns out all of them, the rest who have survived, surround her. Kara manages to get all of the brides out to escape, which was an epic shot of them just like running out in their like Mormon outfits. And then Kara this is where the Jim Eat World song is, big ass fight scene, kicking ass, doing all this stuff, and like it is cute. Like Ruthie before has always just been hiding, but now she's like using a helmet to like hit someone a little bit hard, which then like she like tease Kara up to like do these things. Not that Kara needs it, but like
it's good. It's teamwork, and also the girls that have been rescued, they're like have got weapons and are on ships and like blowing these folks up too.
We didn't even really see it until there's one moment where one's like about to get, I think it's about to get Ruthie, I think, and Kara's doing something else, and we just see someone get shot in the back of the head, and we look, and it's one of the girls like, motherfucking machine gun, and I was like, oh, epic, because like the dust, like you're seeing like half of people because like the dust is ebbing and flowing of like the thickness of it. And then the only thing left is Krem, who has been injured, and Ruthie goes over him and is like, this is her time.
has the sword.
She's gonna stab him and do all of that. And Kara is like, no, you can't do this. This will ruin your life. You will never stop thinking about him. Like, you've been through so much. And like, it's a beautiful monologue about like, grief is so bad, but the best revenge is like just living your life. And if you kill him, this will be a part of you forever. And like, it won't just be missing your family. This will be something that you have done. And like, the best revenge that you can get and the thing that they would want is for you to live your life. But like, it doesn't sound cheesy. Like the way that it was written really beautifully.
It was written very well.
And it was delivered so well. And she finally was like, okay. And then she was like, turn around, walk, don't regret it. Like, don't look back, don't second guess it. This is a decision you're making. And she like forces her to keep walking. Like, don't turn back around. Like, stand in this decision. Like, you're making the right call. And she goes up to Krem, which again, he's wearing the antidote for Crypto around his neck. So some people might think that. And now I was like, okay, finally, Kara, because this man does gotta die. So you got it. And so then she stabs him. This is for Crypto. And then stabs him straight through, saying, and that is for Ruthie's family. And she takes the antidote, and Ruthie didn't kill Krem, but Krem did die because Kara killed him. Thankfully. Right. I was like, if you let this man...
No, I knew she was going to let him die.
Then the sequel's just him being like, him getting revenge. Like, you can't... He wants you dead now. That's my whole fucking thing in general with movies, of people being like, he wants us dead, but we have to be better than him. I go, I'm so sorry. If he wants you dead, you're dead, then I'm killing you. I'm allowed to kill you.
Yes, this also shows the difference between Kara and Clark.
Yes.
Because Clark would have been like, let's just arrest and take him to the authorities. And Kara's like, no, he's fucking dying.
Yeah, because it's like, Ruthie's life will be better if he is dead, but Ruthie's life will not be better if she kills him.
You're right.
And she knows that. And she's like, I can take this. I can handle this. I've done this before. And I know what needs to be done. And also, like, it's not going to fuck up her the same way that it would Ruthie, because it isn't a revenge killing. It's like a proxy revenge killing. It won't affect her grief because it's not her grief. It's Ruthie's grief. So
and Kara's already killed a shitload of people too.
Yeah, Kara's also really fucked up already. And like, that's the whole thing, that like, she knows fundamentally, and she slips up earlier being like, Clark's not like me, he's not like you. And it's like, oh, Kara essentially being like, hey, you're fundamentally fucked up from this, and like, you know, it's how you handle this after. Then we go back to the planet that Ruthie's originally from. They're hanging out there. And it's time to say goodbye. They get the antidote for Crypto, who's there too. He's healed. It's great. It's so happy and beautiful. And then it's like the goodbye. And she's like standing essentially in her trailer, like being like, so I guess I'm going to go. And is having a hard time saying goodbye. Ruthie's going to be going to live with her aunt. And
and I was like, is she though? We never saw this aunt anywhere throughout.
By the way, where's she been when Ruthie's already trying to go on a vengeance killing spree?
It's been 3 days. Like, she doesn't care. And so I thought, because they had called at one point earlier, somebody was like, you need to watch your daughter better. And so I was like, is she gonna like become her adopted daughter? Like, what's gonna happen? Is she gonna come to Earth? What's gonna happen?
Or also, like, are you gonna drop her off at the aunt's? Are you gonna like handshake? Are you gonna make sure she's somewhere safe? Like,
nope. Doesn't.
Okay.
She's like, that girl can take care of herself.
Yeah, she can, but you know. But then she has a moment of pause, and she's like, you know, I never actually really technically celebrated my birthday, so. And Ruthie's like, yes, and she comes out and she's like, so your aunt won't be mad if, you know, missing for a couple days. And so then it's sweet that it's like kind of like a big sister, little sister relationship sort of a thing. And I walked away from this movie really liking it.
You're going to skip the scene with Kara and Clark?
Oh.
That's kind of important to the movie.
It is. I do want to say, I think that was a first look part. So I think that was one of the ones they had released early. So I had already seen it.
Yeah, like, this is important. Kara gets on her ship and goes, and Clark finds her in his apartment. Crypto's flying around because he's got his superpowers here. And I'm like, are they going to like put like a Kryptonian leash on him or something? Just a little bit so that his powers aren't noticeable to everybody. But kryptonite, I should say. But they have a conversation about Clark is saying, which you mentioned earlier, like, I could have used you here. And he doesn't even ask her, like, because he thinks that she's just been on a bender from her birthday. He doesn't know everything that she's just been through as well. And she's basically like, I think I'm going to stay a while. Like, this is my home now. And he's happy about that.
Mm-hmm.
And probably an excuse for him to go move in with Lois.
Yeah, because he goes, where are you staying? And she's like looking around. And I was like, Clark, this is her apartment now.
Mm-hmm.
So hope you work on that.
Right.
It also looked smaller. I was like, is this the same set?
Yeah, I mean, it was the window and everything.
I know, the window was right. But then we saw the rest of it. And I said, it's a little bit too small.
I don't think he's there that much. You know?
Yeah.
He's at Lois's all the time.
Totally.
He's cooking dinner over there.
Yeah,
remember?
he downsized.
Yeah.
It was like a very sweet setup for it. So like, I walked away from this movie. I really liked it. I will say that like I held a bit of frustration because it was like so close to being like really fucking good and like perfect that it was like such simple fixes that I was a little frustrated because like, I don't know. Movies starring women and like female franchises are so hyper criticized.
Yes, I don't think it deserves to be bombing in the box office and the critiques that people are giving.
Well, because also Captain Marvel is like wonderful, and the only issue I have with Captain Marvel is that she's a lesbian, and I don't know why they never kissed, and then that was really frustrating for me. But like aside, like it just felt frustrating because I was like, oh my god, this was the simplest fix ever, and it just didn't feel like. I'm not saying that I felt like they like didn't fix it on purpose. But it felt like such an easy fucking fix that it was a little bit frustrating that like knowing that it's bombing in the box office, it would have not done well regardless because it's about a woman. But then it was like, oh my god, you could have fixed this one thing and it would have been so much easier. But I find that like it's such a great setup for an entire the entire further run of Supergirl and Superman. Like
because we haven't had a big feature film of Supergirl, and we haven't, except for like there's been like a little bit of crossover on Supergirl the TV show, and then there was a like Superboy and Supergirl show in like the 80s, I want to say, but we haven't had this magnitude where they are going to be big on screen, and they had set it up in the Snyder universe with someone who looks nothing like the traditional Kara, but they were setting it up that was going to be the next big thing, and I'm happy we finally got it.
Yeah, so I think that like this is it's a really great start for a franchise that has like not had it, like has struggled with expanding the universe. Like they've had individual hits, but they have never been able to expand it. And so, like, I think the criticism it's receiving is, like, so above and like, it is not warranted.
No, not at all.
It is still fundamentally a very good movie. It's still written very well. Like, the only issue is the pacing of it. Like, you could have rearranged things and shifted things, but, like, the dialogue is great. Like, so all of it is great. It just could have been, like, perfect, but it's still really good. And so I think because of that, I'm sure it will not do well in like reviews or box office wise, but I don't think it will deter them from making more of it at all because like fundamentally people who make movies know that this was a well done movie.
Yep. So shout out to Anna Noguero. I might be not saying your last name correct, and it might be Anna because it's one N, but you wrote a great script. She also wrote on The Blacklist, which I know that you love.
Oh, my girl.
She wrote on The Vampire Diaries.
My girl.
Yeah.
Stop. Anna, addicted to you. Oh, and she's also an actress. She was on 5 episodes of The Vampire Diaries, and she was on a couple episodes of Blacklist.
Oh, that was her acting. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Yeah, as a writer, she wrote a short
this is
called
her first
Big. Yeah, I'm sure she's been writing, but she wrote a short called We Win back in 2018. But this is her.
And she's now working on Teen Titans and another Wonder Woman movie.
Yep. So she's the scriptwriter for Wonder Woman.
Yeah, if they can let her have another woman in the writing, like,
and
or
maybe
a director or a DP,
woman director, yeah,
something else there, because like from the scene of there's moments where it's very clear that a woman had a hand in it, and then there's in the post and the music placement is also quite male dominated, which is a issue. But yeah, because Mott said he was like, I would love to see an extended cut of this because I bet there's at least 45 minutes that were cut of it, of like plot that he's like, that I think I would enjoy not cutting anything else out of the current movie, but just adding 45 minutes in to give more of a backstory and to make the pacing a little bit better. But they probably just wanted it to be shorter. Yeah. Because nothing is bad in it. And like, no, it's just I just think you could have like rearranged things.
You could have rearranged and not putting such and this isn't her because I'm sure she didn't write it this way, but having those fight scenes all seem like they have the same weight to them, which they shouldn't have. In the Superman movie, they did those big like moments, but it was with different characters. In this, it was all Kara, so like they're all the same.
Well, and Kara ends up. She's the same when she starts the fight and ends the fight.
Yes.
Versus like with Clark, like he was
got arrested.
There's setbacks there versus just let me go find them again. Like it just stayed at kind of the same consistent pacing of it, and also like the length of all of them are pretty much the same.
Yeah.
But what would you rate it?
I'll rate it 99 out of 100 flies in the sky.
I will rate it 99 out of 100 of alien gender binaries. Because that is I didn't even think about it until we started talking about it, where it's like, and then this woman? How do we're bringing our earthly gender binary to these other planets. But I can't stress enough the practical was like phenomenal.
Yeah. And I'll also say the green screen moments didn't feel very green screeny either.
No, it had way less than Superman. Way, way less. There's only like 2 shots of her doing that.
Yep.
So, loved it.
All right. That's our episode. So we're going to think about, I didn't come prepared, so sorry. We're going to think about what we're going to do next week, and the answer is down in the show notes. See you next week. Monday, we've got a new episode of Don't Blame Me.
Bye.
This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.